Aim of Science and the Humanities by Moody E. Pryor. There are certain differences between the methods and the aim of science and the character of its distinctive product compared to those of the humanities. It is important to insist upon them because the tendency in which of the present discussion of these matters has been to obliterate or obscure these differences. Among these differences, one of the most conspicuous is that, unlike the sciences, the humanities are concerned with emotional response to experience and they evoke their response. And this is true of all the art and in varying degree of most humanistic writing. Another difference is that the humanities address themselves to an understanding and an evolution of human goals. And this, while less apparent with the most abstract art like music, is especially apparent in all form of humanistic discourse. By comparison, a scientific generalization, whether a mathematical formulation or a theory or a concept, carries no implication within itself of its relevance to any human uses to which it may be put, to the human choices which may be governed by it, or to the inherent human striving for happiness, for self fulfillment in action, except it as it point to further scientific activity. The creation of science, its mathematical synthesis, its proven generalization, its fruitful concept and theories are neutral with reference to their moral and social implication. But with the humanities, the involvement in the both human meaning and response to the experiences and observation dealt with is inescapable and is inherent in all typical humanistic product. This should not in fact be described or defined without reference to these. Science and humanities share in common the capacity to arouse a particular form of aesthetic responses, the pleasure which is induced by those products of creative effort in which discrete elements of matter or experiences are brought together in a meaningful organization. Even in connection with this aspect, however, there is a difference. It is possible to define a product of scientific activity without reference to this aesthetic aspect, but it is hardly possible to do so for a work of music or a poem. There is a further difference. Though both attempt to discern and express order and unity in the variety of experience, their generalization power tend in different direction. Science attempts to subdue a multitude of incidents to a grand generalization which, until challenged by new events, is universal in its application. Scientific generalization is capable of accurate prediction with reference to all future events that belong to the category of incident with which it deals. Humanities work, on the contrary, are concerned rather with the individual experience, and they relate it to general principle not in order to have it lose its identity within them, but in order to reveal its special meaning. Humanistic work therefore tend towards uniqueness, and in their totality call attention to the diversity and plenitude of human experience. All sunset can mean only one thing in any given statement about them in the science of physics. But to a painter, each sunset is a distinct phenomena to be given a special personal meaning in the whole range of sunset and is capable of many emotional evocation. Lastly, there is also a parallel difference in the resultant product of two forms of creative activity, whereas the product of scientific genius are in their final form impersonal. The product of artistic genius are unique and inseparable from the special power of our mind which produced them. This essay was written by Moody Pryor, Science and the Humanities in Northern West University Press, 1962. Thank you.